Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Lorelei Shamayo and Metaphysical Empowerment Events. We're going through and interviewing our different readers, healers, and vendors so you can get a sense of who we are and what we share at our events. So today I'm here with Erik Roth. So Erik, please share a little bit about what work it is that you do.
Thank you. I appreciate you doing this. I'm a shamanic astrologer, and I do basically, as a profession, I do readings for people. I read people's astrology charts, and shamanic astrology takes a different tact than a regular Western astrology in that there's no judgment about good or bad signs or planets or anything like that. We look at it as a holistic process, and we do it in order for a person to make the best informed decisions they can to empower them, to help them thrive.
Maybe, I just share a little bit. I'm familiar somewhat with shamanism and somewhat with astrology, not a lot of either, but so could you share a little bit more of like how's the shamanism woven into it, or how is the approach different?
So a shamanic, the word shamanic and why that's part of the paradigm of shamanic astrology, which was created by Daniel Giamario decades ago. It honors the three classic worlds: the underworld, which a lot of people in the metaphysical community are familiar with, and then we have the middle world, which is a reality here, and then we have the celestial world, which is the above world. And all three of those worlds are where the shamans get their knowledge, where they go in, through journeying, through transits, through to bring knowledge into the community or the tribe in order to help others. And the celestial world, or the stars, the planets, that was a large part of what they did too. And so in shamanic astrology, we weave those worlds into it. It's interesting they're called worlds because we deal with worlds in the solar system. So, for example, Pluto is symbolized by the underworld, and Saturn by the middle world, and Neptune by the celestial world. So those are weaved into the process of being able to share with a person, what worlds are really influencing them at the moment, or that they're born with certain signatures regarding those worlds. So when it comes to shamanism, in fact, if you go back far enough, they found evidence, a lot of the shamans, when they created their tools, they had those tools had markers around regarding the celestial realm, regarding certain stellar constellations and planetary movements. Even researching with Joseph Campbell or others, they talk about that. And so it's really an integral part of who we are as human beings. And one of the other things that brings shamanic astrology in is that you can work with it on a ceremonial level. You can, if you have a practice where you're doing magic, or you're doing meditation, or creating vision boards, or going outside and doing some honoring ceremony, you can weave the shamanic astrology material into it. That's especially when it comes to timing. It's a visual connection to, or a kinesthetic connection to the stars, because going out under the stars, I don't just sit in my on my computer and looking at charts. That I actually go out and look at the stars. They're really vital. I'm certified in the knowledge that I have, and so I went through a lot of hours of training underneath the night sky in order to be able to navigate it and understand where planets are, and how we see things from being human, standing on Earth, and being able to look and see what these planets and stars bring to our lives.
Wow. Wow. And so I imagine a session that you do with someone at a fair in many ways is similar to a session you might do in private. Maybe the length is different, but...
Yeah. In a private or in a mini session, I concentrate on the most important facts and try to summarize and hit the important points that a person needs to know. And I won't go over their whole chart unless they want a really brief summary. In a lengthy session, which is for a formal reading, it's about 90 minutes. and I go over their entire chart, and I also look at what planetary cycles, or what we call initiations, are taking place in their life. So I give them the whole works, but I also focus on, again, if there's something really vital that needs to be stressed, I focus on that part. Let's say they're in their midlife passage, or they're in their first Saturn return at a major maturation point in their life. I'll be focused on that. Or if they ask me, like, could you tell me what's going on with relationship or with work? I mean, I'll hit all those points, but if they want me to put extra attention on those, I will.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And how did you get started doing this work? What drew you to it?
Yeah, it's. I'll try to sum it up for you here in just a couple minutes. I've been studying it since '04. I've been doing this professionally since 2010, but it was a lot of spiritual questing, soul searching, that led me to shamanic astrology. And that was in '04. Really, it's really started more in 2000. But after a couple of years, I was led to, because I was studying shamanism, and I was seeing a shamanic counselor, and she was teaching me some things, and then she introduced me to Daniel Giamario, who she was partners with, and I took a workshop with them at Brighton Bush Hot Springs in Oregon, and there was part of that workshop was teaching shamanic astrology, and I was blown away. I only learned a little bit of astrology prior to that, and it was like, wow, you're speaking to my soul. I have to pursue this. So it woke me up. It was definitely a major crossroads in my life, and it just touched me very deeply.
It's great. I've had tingles all over. I've seen, like, as I talk to the different practitioners, and they so light up about things, I'm getting all sorts of physical responses. Great.
Beautiful.
So how can people learn more about you on the web? Where are you?
Yes. You can, two places actually, but my first place is my website, which is inspiralnexus.com, and that's IN, the word in, so then the word spiral, SPIRAL, and then the word nexus, which is a connection point, NEXUS.com. And you can read a little bit about shamanic astrology there and what I do, and some of my background. I have some basic information on there to reach me. But I also, I'm the managing director of the Shamanic Astrology Mystery School. So you can reach me at shamanicastrology.com as well, which is an easy thing to say. And I do all sorts of things for the school. I'm not the owner of the school, but I do a lot for them, and I'm a pivotal person there. And so I have kind of a dual vocation where I'm managing director as well as have my own practice, which is something much more definitely for the long term. I want to keep doing that for many years to come.
Wow. So yeah, so the story you told us about your beginning really is very much the beginning, and there's so many openings in there. I can just feel.
Yes,
those layers.
Totally. And I love doing mini readings at fairs because I get to talk to a lot of people, and I get to be with kindred spirits, and I just, it's an exciting time for me, and I love to empower people.
That's great. Thank you so much, Erik. I appreciate you joining us, and for our viewers. So please learn more about our events at MetaphysicalEmpowermentEvents.com. We look forward to seeing you.